So the lovers' quarrel continues between Dumpy Pants and Putin. Dumpy Pants is mad because he told everybody that Putin loved him and he was going to have this war ended on day one, before day one. 24 hours. That's all he needed to have this war done because he was tough and he could get Putin to do whatever he wanted to. And Putin was just going to listen to him way more than he would listen to Biden or Kamala Harris. Putin is making him look like an abject fool. This weekend, even though they have been in talks, Trump has been in talks, they've been in talks for months trying to get Russia to agree to a ceasefire that he refuses to agree to. And Trump is still playing into Russia's hands when it comes to being absolutely deplorable to Zelensky at every turn whatsoever and ignoring the things that Putin has been doing. He has been trying to suck up to Putin in that way. But Putin isn't listening. He doesn't want a ceasefire. He wants Ukraine. Because Ukraine is now weakened because they don't have the full backing of the United States, he's emboldened. Another thing that Trump didn't even realize, Putin wanted Trump to tank the American economy because tanking the American economy weakens America. Also, Trump played into Putin's hand when he literally made enemies of every single ally that we have. That weakened America, while Putin is now making deals with China. And then China, Japan, and South Korea are now joining forces in trade. And the EU have been threatened with 50% tariffs that he has delayed until the 9th of July. All of these people are now looking at Trump like he's the enemy. And if Trump is the enemy, America is weak. It doesn't matter how many $1 billion they put into our already bloated defense system. If our economy collapses, we are going to be weak. Period. Point blank. That is exactly where Putin wanted us to be. Alone and weak. And that was delivered to him on a silver platter by Trump in 100 days. Now Putin has no reason to stop what he is doing. This weekend, Putin launched the biggest missile strike on Kyiv and other places in Ukraine in the past year, unaliving 18 people and injuring many more than that. And Trump, now that he is looking like a fool and feeling like a fool, and everybody is saying he's a fool, and even the GOP is talking about how they need to get together in the legislative branch and start putting these sanctions on Russia in order to stop them from doing what they are doing. Trump finally speaks out, saying, we're talking, and Putin just starts throwing rockets. I don't know what happened to him. And then he adds, I don't like it. Like a child. Zelensky made a statement and pretty much condemned Americans' silence on this matter and called for America to put more sanctions on Russia and more pressure on him to do a ceasefire, which, by the way, out of all of these tariffs, everybody that has been tariffed, the people who have not been tariffed are the dictators that Dumpy Pants aspires to be. Isn't that strange? So nothing has happened to Russia. No sanctions, no nothing. Trump just thinks that they're in love, and because they're in love, he's going to listen to him. That is not the case. You've done his job for him. You have stopped all the investigations that the DOJ were doing of Russian spies here, Russian disinformation campaigns, all of that stuff. I used to be a writer for the Daily Muck. I wrote about all of the investigations that were ongoing with our DOJ under Biden, investigating Russia's meddling into elections, Russia's disinformation campaigns, Russia spying on us, and everything else. All of that has stopped. So Russia has us exactly where Russia wants us. And it is not a position of strength. It is a position of weakness that America is in. And that is exactly what Russia wanted. So they have absolutely no incentive to listen to Dumpy Pants. So Dumpy Pants is just rattling his little rattle, taking the pacifier out of his mouth to say, stop it, I don't like it. And everybody is just pointing and laughing at him and going back to business as usual, which for Russia means throwing missiles at Ukraine.